Everyone, today I'm going to give you my weekly update of the journey of a serial entrepreneur. So it's a Monday morning, well, Monday lunchtime, actually on holiday, staying with some friends for a few days. It's been pretty boozy, so the last 2 or 3 runs have been harder than they'd usually be. I'm still going, so thank you for holding me accountable. So it's absolutely brutal weather, such nice weather to sit in the garden and have a beer, or a gin in my case, but to run in this, it's hard graft, I'm not going to lie. I think the temperature's in the 30s, so with very little breeze. Fortunately, there's a paddling pool waiting back at a friend's house that we're staying in, so I'll be jumping in that when I'm finishing this run. Anyway, so Mondays I always do my update on different misadventures, what's happened, has it been a good week, has it been a bad week, what the challenge is, what's has it been a productive week, all these types of things, so you kind of get a true account to what it's really like and trying to run multiple businesses and turn them into successful ones. So this week's been an okay week. I wouldn't say it's been hugely amazing. We're this is the last week before end of quarter. Now normally you'd be knee deep and trying to hit targets and all the achievements, but the thing to realise is like at least 3 of the opportunities I'm working, 3 or 4 of the opportunities I'm working at the moment have only been founded in about the last 3 months. So the goals set were never going to be accurate because when you start a new business, so many changes that can occur during the startup process. Now I'm really excited about next week because that's our planning week, 12-week year model we follow. Next week is the 13th week, which is the planning week for the next 12-week cycle, which starts the following Monday, so 2 weeks today. So I've got a huge amount of clarity now over the thing we're trying to achieve, whereas I perhaps didn't at the start of the quarter, as there were so many opportunities that kind of dropped into us. And stand by my philosophy: if it doesn't fit our existing distribution and marketing channels, then we just say no. And I think we had a near miss because I was pursuing a restaurant opportunity. Walt Disney famously said, observe the masses and do the opposite. Well, all these restaurants closing down, we saw it as an opportunity to open one. And fortunately, that fell by the wayside due to planning issues. But I think that was a blessing in disguise. So I won't be caught into this before my business partner, or one of my business partners anyway, talking about Jack here, he finds it harder to say no than I do, which is saying something. So I have to constantly rein things in and keep our focus laser-like on what we're trying to achieve. And I think we've got that now. So so exciting times ahead. So what's happened this week? Let's go through the different ventures. We'll start with the block of flats and try to sell. I think the valuation is happening today for the buyer. So finally, with all the COVID stuff going on, it seems to be getting a little bit of movement. So hopes are still relatively high to get that through at some point in August. So fingers crossed on that front. But we all know with valuations, deals can fall flat during this process. So who knows? The reason I'm a little bit more out of breath than usual, I'm only in Norfolk, but around the suburbs of Norwich, but it's far more hilly than I'm used to in around, the North Cambridge suburban area where I live. So it's a little bit harder work, especially the 30-degree heat. So that's moving. So I suppose productive in the fact that we've got to this stage from last. So that's good. It's moving forward. The property business in terms of HMOs, exit plan, council tax liability, rental uplift program. It's not as progressed as I would have liked. I think the reason for that is the 2 people that are highly involved in that, not hugely motivated in that area. It's nothing against them. I'm working really hard at the moment to move them both away from that business and bring some new people in and move them into areas where they are passionate about, because they're super, super capable people. I think they've just stagnated in the job for so long and are looking at the next step on their career path. So that's a bit of stuff to happen. So as a result, it's not moving as quickly as we'd like. But I've got a plan in place on how to deal with that. So that will be boxed off in the planning week. So that's there. So the plan there is obviously to reshuffle the pack. On the positive side, I've brought 2 new virtual centres in. I think I told you about last week. They started early last week, and so I spent most of last week in systemising their roles and making sure the clarity in the role is there. One of them is going into property business, the other one is going into the deal sourcing business, which is super exciting. And in their first week, I think we've got circa 15 to 20, probably more than that, I haven't checked today, but real potential deals in the pipeline just from their involvement. So hugely positive first week for them. There's a few things they need to update and improve upon, of course, but the early signs are really positive. I won't start the second VA into the property business until we get a bit more structure in place, which we'll do on planning week. So she's also working in the deal sourcing business at this moment in time. But I'm really excited about that business. I think it's got huge potential. So so it'll be interesting to see how that grows. I think that's going to be the exponential growth business out of all of what we're doing. The online business will, coaching business will as well, but that's the kind of subscription-based, recurring, predictable profit type business. The deal packaging will be big spikes as we sell deals and get big lump sums in. So I'm really excited combining the two on the impact it's going to take on my goal to get to 25k recurring income monthly for me personally, let alone the partners as well. So it's big targets, but I think the combination of the coaching business and the deal packaging will be the ones that get us there. So exciting times. So that's the update on the properties front. Rompreneur, I think we've crossed over the 12,000 follower bracket. Instagram, I think I'm up to 500 now, which is a challenge to get to 1,000 in 30 days. So we're on track for that, which is good. I've got to spend a bit more time on the other platforms, but to be honest with you, the quick money is going to come from the deal sourcing. So I've had to prioritise my time accordingly and spend more time on the deal sourcing and the coaching as opposed to the content repurposing and social media agency. We all know the social media agency is not going to be ready to launch until the end of the year. So that's where it comes down to being good at prioritisation. So that's it's going well. Really happy with the Rompreneur going strong. My involvement in the repurposing of content is significantly reducing, which is amazing. We're starting to now use infographics as well on Instagram, which is turning a long form video into an infographic. And again, zero involvement for me, so that's really cool. So yeah, really excited about the development of that. But we'll keep pushing on that. I think ultimately we are starting to get some good traction. I need to go right here somewhere onto a trail. No, I don't think that's the trail. My watch will soon tell me if I'm going off track. So excuse me, it's when I'm running tracks I'm not familiar with, having to ensure I'm on the right path. You'll probably tell you I've gone off route in a minute. So yeah, let's just have a look where I am. Okay, so that's the social media agency and the blog. It's doing quite nicely. The coaching business, we're getting lots and lots of sales leads coming in. We just need to work on we just need to get a little bit better at the sales nurturing process. At the moment, I will automate that, which is what I'm working on at the moment. But at the moment, I want my business partner to be nurturing interested parties through. But the top of the funnel is working really nicely. We've also had a lengthy conversation with our new copywriter, Adil Amasi, who's got $750 million worth of traceable income in relation to his copywriting. So I'm pretty sure he's the guy who's going to deliver for us. So really excited. He's cracking on, and we're looking at kind of mid-September when he's going to have all the copy for the funnels done. So everything we're doing at the moment is just creating the MVP carcass, and we'll be plugging his copy in come the end of the month or in 6 weeks' time. So that's really exciting, which is really good. But the coaching business, I think we lost a client, but we have a really healthy pipeline at the moment. So I've no doubt in my mind that we'll easily replenish that. Recurring monthly income on that at the moment is about £3 a month coming from the coaching business. So we've got a target by the end of the year to get to 48 clients, which will significantly increase that recurring revenue. We should be looking at least 300k annual turnover if we get that coaching business to that level. We've got two new coaches lined up to take over based on the level of experience of new client that comes on board. One person take on beginners, somebody else take on intermediates, and business partner Jack will take on the more advanced. So I have two groups of 8 each, so that's 16 each, so it'll be 48 clients that we're going to aim to have on the books by the end of the year, and the sales funnel related work will drive us to that. So that's really, really exciting, which is good. The deal packaging stuff has probably been the most positive in terms of what it's done this week, and the fact that we've got the sourcing carcass now in place. So another runner challenging the heat. Morning, mate. It's a bit hot, isn't it? Yeah, some other mad guy running at midday. It's 30 plus degrees temperature. Fair play, kudos to people like that. Always a reason not to run. Don't give yourself that excuse. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, really exciting about the deal packaging, as we've now finally got the basic sourcing carcass in place. We need to work on the sales progression now as well, as when we sell deals, how we get them over the line, how we manage them through to progression, which I'll be doing back end of this week. I'm back to work, probably Wednesday, Thursday, I haven't decided yet. Hopefully Wednesday, but I may stay a bit longer here because it's just nice to get a break. I am having a proper break. I'm keeping an eye on things, but I'm really starting to see the benefit of the systems and processes I've put in place, how I can almost switch off apart from this lot. So that's really exciting, and like I say, to get up to 20 deals in the pipeline already is super exciting. Just shows the potential, and this is going to be fully systemized. There'll be zero involvement other than somebody signing off on the deal saying yes, offer this, and then we'll have the sales process all systemized, hopefully back end of this week, and we'll have to tweak and iterate it, but fact of the matter is we'll have a proper automated pipeline, which is really exciting. So I can't wait for that. So yeah, it sounds, I suppose, overall pretty exciting, pretty positive. I think the only reason, I don't know why I say it wasn't a great week. It actually has been a really good week when I actually go through this, and this is why it's really nice to have this update week, because it allows me to actually really assess how good the weeks have been. And one thing I am very conscious of at the moment is all potential going, oh yes, we're doing this, we're doing that. So until cash hits the bank, you've got to keep your feet grounded. So too many people get sucked into the whole, oh yeah, we've got this in the pipeline. You should have a stronger pipeline as well, but you've got to remember your conversion rate's never going to be 100%. And it's only when you've been doing it long enough to have accurate conversion numbers you can actually forecast accurately. So that's what I'm going to be making sure I keep everybody's heads very level in what we're doing, and I'll never get ahead of myself. I've been in places where I'd like to consider myself as being relatively successful at times in my life, but I've ended close to losing it all shortly after. So with the knowledge I've had now, I would like to think that I've got enough experience to avoid that happening again, because it's not pleasant, and the bigger you get, the longer it takes to recover. I reckon it's a 3-year cycle since the last almost losing of everything. The last 3 years have been a massive uphill struggle. So lights in the end of the tunnel, but we're not there yet. And until I hit my milestones, I won't be cartwheeling on my runs yet. That's for sure. Hopefully I will be in the future. But okay, so hopefully that's pretty much where we are. Excitingly, we've gone from a very small team to a team of 12 people now. And there's a couple of partners as well involved who are not 100% involved, but they're still a partner. So you could argue that maybe 13, 14 people involved in the business in such a short space of time. I'm conscious that the property business is propping up the overhead at the moment, but that's where I'm working really closely with my new accountants, the profit process, to ensure that I have direct clarity, and then before we take on any more overhead, the revenue and the cost cutting side of things. We've been through that process to ensure that we're not just being hugely inefficient. So yeah, exciting times. And as always, any questions on this, please ask me. I'll try and be as transparent as possible on my stuff. I have no problem with doing that. So ask away. I'll guarantee to respond to every question. If it's a broader topic, I will do a separate blog episode. I'll still respond in the comments, but I'll do a separate blog episode and tag you in so you won't miss anything out. I can't guarantee how quickly that will be because I've got a quite rigorous content plan, but I'll try and squeeze it in where I can. If you think this is good value for anybody, please tag them in or share it. And also any engagement on it, so any comments or likes will certainly increase its reach. So it would be much appreciated if you could do that. On the flip side, if it's irrelevant and it's not interesting to you, just unfollow or unfriend me. And no hard feelings there. It's nothing worse than having an irritating amount of content hitting your feed. So no hard feelings there. I'd rather you not be irritated by me. Protects me a little bit more from trolls. But there we go. So yeah, and if you're following me on a different channel, please subscribe. Always appreciative of people that value my content. So thank you in advance for that. And as always, I will see you on the next episode. In the meantime, stay positive, stay happy, and see you tomorrow.